This region is closer than others to the marvelous sun and is freshened by the winds of two seas, by its mountain peaks, by shady woods, and by innumerable springs which irrigate shining green fields of wheat and trees. Everything which has been defined individually by the rest of the world as great and beautiful comes together in Calabria. These words by the refined German traveler Friedrich Leopold von Stolberg encompass the essence of Calabria, an almost perfect synthesis of the natural landscape of the whole of Italy, a small and yet most extensive region of great morphological diversity. A multitude of natural landscapes can be found not only at its two main settings, the marine and mountainous, but also within each of them. A succession of panoramas of incomparable beauty, crystalline coastlines and seas, steep mountain faces, dark forests, fragrant waterfalls, cliffs, river gorges. 780 kilometers of coastline is which rocky and sandy beaches alternate, suggestive sea beds and cliffs of Mediterranean scrub, rock faces plunging into crystal clear waters. One of the most suggestive tracks of the Calabrian coastline is the Riviera dei Cedri, which offers enchanting landscapes of rare and uncontaminated beauty. Karst phenomena present in the limestone rocks have produced brightly colored sea caves like the Grotta Azzurra and the Grotta del Lione on Dino Island. And then Diamante, nicknamed the Pearl of the Mediterranean, a famous tourist resort with beaches of variegating sands and colors, crystalline seas, and a small islet, the island of Cirella. At Acquapesa, the legendary Regina Rock rises majestically, so high it's almost a stack dotted with caves and the subject of numerous legends. The Costa degli Dei is of breathtaking beauty with some of the most beautiful and charming tourist spots in Calabria, such as Tropea and Pizzocalabro, featuring a variety of marine and littoral environments which switch abruptly from the long short beaches of Nicotera to the granite cliffs of Capo Vaticano and Tropea. The Costa Viola, so called because of its characteristic purple-colored waters, enchants with the harshness of its wild land, imbibed with Mediterranean scrub. Its coastline is rocky at times, sandy or gravelly at others, dominated by sheer mountain ridges plummeting into the sea. The seabeds are almost tropical and present an ecosystem which is still complete. But Calabria is not just a land of breathtaking seas and beaches. Its coastlines enclose majestic mountains and forests, watercourses and broad valleys from Pollino to Sila to the Serre alla Spromonte, although none of these peaks are more than a few kilometers from the sea. The variety and beauty of its landscape make Pollino one of the less uncontaminated natural paradises in Italy. Its reputation as a mythical place goes as far back as the times of Magna Graecia, when it was known as Little Olympus. Symbol of Pollino is the loricato pine, relic of the last glaciation. It grows lean and tall in the most impervious rocky areas. The Sila is one of the most fascinating mountain ranges in Italy. A solemn yet serene land, home to large lakes and interminable pine trees. The last jump in the Apennine mountain chain is the tragic yearning beauty of the Aspromonte Massif, a succession of peaks and valley marked by deep natural scares, the watercourses which give place to formidable canyon. Bizarrely shaped rock monuments, steep hillsides, sheer rocky ridges, deep valleys, and spectacular waterfalls. Calabria is a land of ancient Mediterranean civilization and is the place from which the name of our peninsula comes. The history and culture of Calabria find their roots in prehistoric times. Testimony to this is the Grotta del Rumito near Papasidero, one of the most important and ancient prehistoric sites in Europe. On the walls of calcareous rock, a rock drawing dating back to 12,000 years ago, depicting an primitive oaks. As if embedded, testimonies to its ancient history inhabit the entire region. Archaeological sites of great interest recount the presence of the ancient Romans and people of Magna Graecia, while towers and castles narrate the Norman domination, the raids first by the Saracens, then by the Swabians, the Aragonese, the Bourbons, and then many others. The province of Reggio Calabria, the ancient Magna Graecia, is an immense archaeological site which has not yet been fully investigated and where throughout the region pieces of its past continue to be uncovered still today. The National Museum of Reggio Calabria is one of the most prestigious archaeological museums in Italy, being home to numerous and significant testimonies to the colonies of Magna Graecia, which flourished in Calabria. Highlights of the museum are the famous Greek bronzi di Riace, extremely rare bronze statues dating back to the 5th century BC. At Capocolonna, you can admire the archaeological remains of a temple dedicated to Hera Lacinia. Paintings, sculptures, bas-reliefs, works of art that testify to the splendor and charm of a civilization that endures to this day. In the 7th century AD, the arrival of the Byzantines in the town of Stilo gave rise to a period of great prosperity and wealth. It was in this period that the Cattolica, the most illustrious Byzantine architectonic jewel of Calabria, was erected. In the old village of Le Castella, dating back to the period of the enforced sojourn of the famous Carthaginian warlord Hannibal in 204 AD, an ancient castle rises up majestically, one of the most suggestive in the world. Places where time has left indelible traces, where the contagion of ancient peoples have shaped cultures, marking traditions forever. Perched on a Tafesios Aspromonte cliff emerges Gerace, medieval city of particular historic and artistic interest. Antiquity pervades its historical center from suggestive churches, its castle, the buildings of nobility, and its characteristic footpaths. The history of Calabria is permeated with spirituality and religion. Its sacred sites are innumerable: the churches, the monasteries, authentic treasure, chests of riches, scattered all over the territory. San Giovanni in Fiore, the imposing and austere Florence Abbey rises up, founded in 1189 by Abbot Gioacchino da Fiore. At Serra San Bruno, a small town bursting with enchanting beauty, Bruno da Colonia founded the Certosa, the first monastery in Italy and the second in Europe after Grenoble. There are innumerable and charming corners to be found in Calabria's picturesque villages. The site of Pentedattilo, defined as the strangest habitat in humanity, evokes a sense of marvel and amazement. Chianalea, an ancient fishing village, has been called the Venice of the South because of the way its houses are built directly on the overlying rocks. An ancient and enduring gastronomic tradition prospers in Calabria, in which the flavors and aromas of both sea and land are skillfully combined. The cuisine of this land is an attractive tale of mixtures, combinations, gatherings, aromas, flavors, and colors. Whoever wishes to enjoy the beauty of these wooded landscapes before they disappear off the face of the earth had better hurry. In this way, Norman Douglas concludes the end of his journey to Calabria.